And welcome everybody to the show. Tim was supposed to start this whole thing. That's the reason we're late. He couldn't handle the pressure. I took back over.
I was freaking out. I had to run this fabulous show in 2 weeks, and it's not going to go over. But I know, but you know what? I usually mention
that was the go live button.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, but
which saved us.
Yeah, I buckled. I buckled under the pressure. I don't know what else to tell you.
Oh man, stick to
what we got there.
Yeah, podcast number 166. Did everybody enjoy the new logo? I know Ty did. There you go. There you go.
It's much improved, I must admit.
Much improved. So what's our going to be our opening banter?
Oh yeah, it just you're right. I think that probably Cindy. It just runs itself. I don't understand. Depths of despair, open nationals. I looked at Jen and said, just remember, it runs itself. It was a good time for a little icebreaker. That's all I have to say. So, let's maybe why don't we bring up fantasy baseball? We can talk about that. That's why we do this. That's why we play.
Is that going to be our opening banter every show? Is just fantasy baseball? Like, can't we talk about other things? Because nobody needs to know where people are standing in fantasy baseball.
You're last.
Yeah, I'm last.
and we can talk about this Open Nationals thing a little bit. Banter. I was very pleased that some players in our league was too busy with bowling aspects that they forgot to set their lineups. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you. I beat him like 9-1 that week.
The guy who wasn't too busy bowling.
Yeah. Thank you, Daryl. It all worked out. But
Marla, it's gonna be
Marla. You have no idea how great this show is going to be. Maybe I don't know. I have 3 amazing guests coming on to join me.
That are going to save the show is essentially where Tim's going with.
Well, one knows the background of how to do this. That's simple. And
that's simple. The guy who can't hit go live.
and the other two are very high quality characters with a ton of talent. So it can't be any better.
We won't attempt that. I know we did at C5 Nationals, but Masters Nationals might be a little bit different down on George Street.
Different? Yeah. For better or for worse?
That is
Well, we don't know yet.
That's loosely translated to Carrie's old, he'll be in bed.
Oh. Maybe.
We could talk a little bit about what we were doing last week, Tim. A little bit. Tim and I just got back from Bowl Canada conferences. It was okay. I mean, we did seminars for the first 3 days, and that was pretty good. I'm sure for the people that haven't been there before, that was really good. It was really productive. Lots of good things to learn about staffing and food costs and all sorts of stuff like that. It was the Bowling University from Bowl America. That was pretty good. Tim and I have done those conferences probably 3 times, so it was long. But we did get to go to 2 Jays games.
Yeah,
we got to see the 2 Jays, the 2 games they won.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. I mean, there's some good takeaways from it. I know Bowl Canada can come out and say their piece and tell everybody else. We're not going to be the ones announcing the changes because we don't know entirely if it's 100% set in stone. No. But what I will say is that I think you got to support your local proprietor. I will say out of 246 centers that are part of the association, only 33 showed up. And I really think that's something that I don't know if it's how we fix that, but it's very important, I find, at these meetings that you can bounce ideas off of other proprietors. You create a working relationship with them. I've always believed if you believe your business is a viable one, you don't need to worry about politics between them. Like Bonnie Doon's 10 minutes down the road, and we have a really great working relationship with them, right? And we work together on lots of things, and I think those meetings are very important for everybody to come together and work together on that. So I was disappointed in that aspect, and honestly, I don't think it was necessarily Bowl Canada's issue with it too. They offered the discounted for the university. They offered all these other ideas and incentives, and made it easy to go to. Like, we're in Toronto and we're right at the airport, so it wasn't like there's lots of travel.
How long did it take you to get to the Jays game, though?
One day took
Which
us
day?
15 minutes, and then if you asked Brandy Wardle or Holly Harris how to get there, it took us an hour and a half. Wrong buses, wrong directions.
We
Took
took a
another
bus that we
train.
didn't need to take.
No, there was a lot of issues in the wrong direction at one point.
We got off the bus we didn't need to take. We got back on the bus we didn't need to take.
Yeah.
Then we got on a different train that took twice as long to get there. It
Yeah.
was an adventure.
And then and I looked over at one of our staff members. We took Chris McCrite, and Chris is like, "Well, no one asked me. I knew you guys were doing all the wrong stuff, but I wanted to see how this would turn out."
He's like, you guys,
And I was like,
you guys
"Thanks,
didn't know
Chris."
public transit? This is just entertaining for me.
Can you guys please address Chris by the proper name? It's Lord Chris.
It's
Sir,
fine,
Chris.
sir.
Oh, sir, dang.
Yeah,
Better luck next time.
yeah.
Foot in mouth, Carrie. Foot in mouth.
Yeah.
But what I will say is at the meeting, obviously there's a bunch of stuff that they're floating around changes, but it was great to see the Englands there. The Englands, Tom and his wife got inducted into the Bowl Canada's Hall of Fame as innovators, and there's another gentleman that I actually, of all these years, didn't even know, but he was one who created the first string machines, and he was inducted as well.
Yeah, it was really neat.
So really kind of cool on that aspect. Obviously, seeing the Englands is always a highlight for everybody. They're like celebrities. They're like, they're like the Michael Jordans of bowling, I think, and when it comes to innovation. So it was great that way. And they talked about the tour. They talked about the club tour. And we talked about 5 Pin Universe. And still nobody likes the Dream Crushers. So things haven't changed a whole lot. No.
I mean, who would root for a team that can't make the finals?
Well,
Well, we made a final, just not the final.
Yeah.
let's be honest with you.
Do we need to bring up the past? Because, like, we could do that, Ty.
Yeah, and let's face it too. I mean, I think as a Dream Crusher, we can say it now that we lost. The Bombers and Gary Bettman, which is Daryl Bradley, try to fuck us, okay? And it doesn't matter how it looks at it at the end of the day. Hey, you want to play Bonnie Doon one time to beat the Misfits? If that's what you want to do, get this championship, all the power to you. So, I mean, we are we're 100% on next gen, and see you later, Bombers. Like, that's bye-bye. Like, it's just... just kidding.
So
Daryl's going to see this
to go
tomorrow.
back
He's
to
going to
things,
text me.
Steve, this is a really good comment. The one thing I can say is that the centers that were there are honestly, it was definitely the bowling alleys that are successful. Like the bigger bowling alleys. You've got Nebs, you've got Uptown Alley. You see Brecken, like you see a lot of the centers that are successful showing up to those things. And the seminars are really good. But yeah, definitely the people that want to push their business and get better ideas, they're the ones that are showing up for it, for sure.
Yeah.
And how can you say no to spending time with the Englands? They have more knowledge than any of us, really, let's be honest.
That's true. I guess that should wrap up our banter. We should probably jump right into the whole reason we're having this podcast, the C5 national results, and we got some pretty good guests coming on this afternoon, or this evening, sorry, I should say. We might as well start with the organizing committee. I know Tim was a major part of that. Daryl was a major part of that. Unfortunately, Daryl is out on the golf course. Tim is part of our crew, so we're bringing on the other 2 major people that were a part of that 4-person committee. We got Miss Jen Baldwin and El Presidente, Katie Rayner.
Hey guys.
First of all, there's no way Daryl's golfing right now.
It's
Oh,
pouring.
Is it pouring here?
It's pouring.
It has been pouring for hours and hours. And like,
It's beautiful an hour south, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I heard if you go a few more hours south, there's a tornado in Alberta right now.
Yeah, there was, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big one. Anyways, let's talk about a little bit about the Open. First of all, I want to thank you 2 ladies and Daryl for doing a great job, and our volunteers. Maybe touch base on our volunteers. I know we had 47. You said unique.
Yeah,
or take,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So maybe have. I know you guys are so well prepared with this. You guys like you normally are. Maybe you guys can. Yeah. So good. So far, so good. Right. So
So far, so
maybe maybe touch base on some of your highlights and some of your some things that you really enjoyed.
Yeah, we did not prepare for tonight. We prepared for months and months and months, and we made it happen. I've thanked our volunteers again. I'll say we're so lucky here in Edmonton that we have like a crew of people that will always step up for anything that we want to take on, be it a national event or just a tiny little Edmonton event. We always have people that'll step up. So we had tons of people that were score sheet running, 50-50 selling, selling beer tickets, helping set up the events. It was pretty unbelievable how people just stepped in and helped. We had some awesome hosts that did great things. There was a joke of the week that Katie can touch base on, of course, that turned into something pretty hilarious there, of course.
Do you want me to talk about that now?
Yeah, we should definitely touch on that.
At opening ceremonies, as we're like marching in all of the singles and calling them all by province, I very confidently and very aggressively announced the Northern Ontario team as Northern Manitoba. And then I instantly wanted to take it back and put that back in, but I could not, and it was already too late. It turned into a big debacle at opening ceremonies. I had hecklers in the crowd yelling from the back. People were taking over my dad jokes with like new punchlines that had to do with the Northern Manitoba team. By the time I got to the bowling alley the next day, there was a shirt walking around that had Northern Manitoba on the back, which
What happened to that shirt,
was then
You end up with sign
which
from
yes
the
with
Manitoba team.
the Northern Ontario Manitoba team all signed the shirt and gave it to me at the closing ceremonies. I should have worn it tonight. What was I thinking?
Oh man.
That would have been great. Missed opportunities. Oops. But yeah. There was one point I was like in the hotel lobby, just like walking through the lobby, and someone from a fourth floor balcony spotted me and started yelling down about Northern Manitoba. I'm like, how did you even see me? Like, what is happening?
Well, it probably distracted you because I know you fell down the stairs sometime during that week, right?
Every time I walked down that staircase, I fell down. Someone from like,
It's sketchy.
it was so sketchy.
So long.
That first opening night, we talked about it too. People stayed. Like we had to like kick people out of the events we were having, and that doesn't
We had to
happen
extend-
very often.
No, we had to extend both the opening ceremonies and the closing ceremonies and like ask the hotel staff to keep their bartenders later. We asked the DJ to stay later. And people were there. Like they were on the dance floor and
Shout out
hanging
to
out.
Connor. Connor
Yeah.
paid an extra $50 so Scott Parsons could stay.
Yeah.
It was good. I mean, like opening ceremonies, I thought were great just because I liked how you guys did the duo announcements for both open and close, and I thought were really good. We have to give a shout out to the Average Pros. I know we give them a hard
my
time.
gosh.
They're unbelievable. I mean, Henry and John and Palmer were selling tickets every night. They were liquor tickets, and they were
Running to
with
the
buses.
hotel to set up the hospitality night every night so that I could be at the lanes helping with 50-50 and everything. They were like our go-getters the whole week.
They were so stressed leading up to it, but they knocked it out of the park. The
100%.
transportation, the ticket sales, like everything we asked them to do, if they were just standing there and they looked at us, they were like, "What do you need right now?" And it was
no problem.
We literally killed Henry.
Yeah.
he
We
died.
literally killed him. Yeah, I mean the
Yeah.
guy with half a lung and no one kidney gone, right? I mean we killed him basically, right? So
The other person that was huge help, and not that she's surprising that she would help, but it was just someone we didn't think of at the beginning who was just an absolute rock, was Michelle Hoyle. She was there. She does this for her job, and she was there for us every single day and night, like killing it, just helping with anything.
And we also had like people who didn't have anyone particular bowling and things that like took the entire week off. Like Kim Finlayson took the entire week off work, and she's like, "Put me to work all day
Where-
long. I took the week off just for this. Like,
Yeah.
that's the kind of volunteers we had helping in Edmonton that were just like, even though I don't have like a family member playing in this, or even though I'm not part of the board, I will take a week off work
Yeah.
just to like be part of this and
was
help
good.
with whatever's needed. It was
Yeah.
incredible.
That's what's always been so great about this community, though.
For sure.
Ultimately, Edmonton is such a family. It really,
Yeah.
truly is, and it's just, it's hard to put into words how close knit the entire community is. And
It definitely felt like that week. Like,
Yeah.
just everywhere
It was
you turn, there was people there supporting and seeing what do you need, even if it was just, do you need me to go grab you a coffee? Do you need
Yeah.
like what's going on?
It was crazy. I mean,
I've
the live streaming, everybody enjoyed the live streaming, the commentary. Obviously carried it well in the 5P universe, and it was nice to have that reached across Canada once again. Carrie, do you remember how many viewers we had at one point, or what was the total views?
In the finals, like the men's and ladies finals, I think there's 300 people watching on each stream. But we've had over 70,000 video views for the week.
70,000, right?
It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
absolutely crazy.
anybody who doesn't think that live streaming is important in this day and
There it
age
is.
needs to reconsider those thoughts.
And quality. Quality is so important.
Yeah.
Like I know
The
you
main
guys-
thing,
Yeah.
I think the main thing for live streaming, whoever's going to be doing in the future, like even Masters Nationals coming up and stuff like that, people have to see the scores.
Yeah.
You have to be able, like, I know even on our streams we had some problems every once in a while. You couldn't read scores and stuff like that, but you need to be able to tell what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, you can watch people throw balls all day, but if you don't know what the result is,
What's the point?
you're going to lose interest so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And then, I mean, like, for us, I mean, I have to thank our partnership with Alley Cat. Obviously, that worked out really well.
What was our number of drinks sold again? 3,000.
3,400 drink tickets.
3,400. I think our total was just over 17,000 we sold. And I mean, like, obviously we have our own fees we had to take out of that, right? But that's a lot of liquor. That is a lot of liquor.
The
to
$5
do
beers are key as well. You know, have it be a decent price so people want to come out and hang out with you and support what you've organized, right? Like it's
And that's going to be a huge reason why people didn't leave the venues,
Yeah.
because they weren't like, okay, I'm no longer can afford to pay $9 a drink, so
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
all go back to a hotel room
where we
and
have
drink.
beer, we've got.
But instead, they
yeah.
stick down where the dance is because they can afford,
Yeah.
And
You
I
get
might have
4
like
tall
not
boys for $20
noticed.
to get smashed.
Yeah. And like I might have not noticed, but I didn't see anyone who was like trying to bring in cups or like bring in outside alcohol. Like we didn't have that issue.
Taylor McCaw. I caught
Other
that
than-
little bastard one time.
Okay,
I-
other than Taylor McCaw, I don't think like we really had any issue, and like that's sometimes been a problem at past tournaments. But like everybody just was like, it's $5 drinks, and they were tall boy cans. Like
Yeah.
you can't go wrong.
You know, we could have. The only thing I thought of after the fact is we could have done like a tasting the first night where everyone could have tried something. But again, people said at $5 a beer, try them all. Find which
Yeah.
one you like.
You don't
and
like
then
it, it's
order
$5.
quickly, you know. But it was kind of cool having like the craft beer kind of options for people to try different things.
Oh,
He rocked it. That guy was awesome.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I thought his name
The
was
whole-
Henry.
I don't know what his name was. I can't
Hudson
remember.
or something.
Henderson.
I thought it was Horatio. He looked Spanish. He looked Spanish.
The hotel staff though also was so good. It didn't matter what we asked them for. They were like, "Yeah, we'll make that happen."
Amazing.
It was like whether it was within what we had originally planned for and asked for or outside of that, they were so accommodating and they were just like
Yeah. they
rolled with
killed
it.
Yeah. But I mean,
Well,
like I
I'm
think
excited for it to be updated too, but
Yeah, it looks like the progress is coming along, but
yeah.
when I drop off the check on Monday night, they already started doing all the landscaping's already finished in the front. They all changed and everything. So.
Yeah, that's a great hotel.
It is. Yeah. No, and I think we really have to thank everybody else because, everybody that came in we didn't really have any negative attitudes all week, right? And that helps us out too. everybody was happy to be there. Everybody was excited to be there. Everybody got along very well. It was nice. I mean, there is a funny story about maybe one person Henry lost or the transportation because they hopped on the wrong bus.
I feel like
went
that
to a
wasn't
different
Henry's
hotel.
fault.
No, it's not. But I do like to say it's Henry's fault. But good news story about it. She came back to the airport on the same shuttle she took, and she found the right bus. So it all worked out in the end. So it was really good that way.
I mean, Martin's busing was amazing. Our bus company that we had hired killed it. They were there whenever we needed them, extra, whatever. Right? It was just we were lucky that we had the right people. Was it Vicky that got lost? No.
No, it was like a grandmother or somebody.
Oh, okay.
From Ontario.
Oh, okay.
From Eastern Ontario, I guess you would say.
Northern
right?
Manitoba.
So, yeah.
That's where she was trying to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It all worked out.
Yeah.
But very very appreciative of everybody, and it was awesome. It was awesome to the bitter end there. So and.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad we found her.
Yeah.
She made it.
Temporarily lost, but safe and sound.
And let's maybe touch base before we head out here. Let me pull it up here. I know we only got 5 minutes left, but I thought it was so nice that almost everybody over the years, over COVID and everything, finally got inducted into Hall of Fame. I mean, so I'll list off who we got kind of in the builders. We had John Hoffman. We had Don Sim was there, which is really nice. Frank Clark came in all the way from BC, formerly from Calgary. There was a family member for Pat McNamara, which is really nice there. Obviously, Lloyd Weens was there, and he got inducted as a coach. And for players, it was really nice to somebody accepted Doug Mosdale's award. Gino was there. Jen Smith was there. Debbie Boz was there for Tom Stevenson. Tracy, obviously beloved from our podcast, she got her inducted as well. Nick DiVigilio from Thompson, John Walsh was there, and Yvette McClellan. So it was absolutely a huge contingent of people to get done in that, and I thought it was great to see the amount of support, the guests. We had like 420 guests for the banquet.
The biggest banquet in open history.
And it was great. People from like Diane and Trudy Metcalf and Mike Violini came out. There's so many people that came out to support these people, and it was nice to have that. So
yeah, it was awesome.
It was a great touching moment there. Yeah. And
What's-
I don't think Tracy cried either.
I don't think she did. I think she
I was
held it.
Yeah, I was
Held it
expecting her.
I cried at the head table, sitting there crying while everyone else. I looked over at Stacy, and she's crying, and I was like, "Wait, why are we crying?" Oh, I know why we're crying. And
Yeah.
Tom's got me. Tom's
it
got
was
to me.
that was a tough one.
That was a real
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. I was like, don't look at Debbie. Don't look at Debbie. Don't look
She's
at
right
Debbie.
in front of me.
kept
I'm trying not to look at Debbie because
Oh.
I just knew, right? I just knew it was going to be it'd be over. But it was a great fitting way to finish the weekend, right? So
She even brought him with her. I saw he was. She had his ashes with her.
I didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah, she posted a picture on her, like with the award, and had like a little thing.
It's probably good that the Wisemans didn't know that.
Well, we would have Goldschlager do a shot with him, right?
Ugh.
Yeah, no, it's probably good. It's probably very good.
Yeah.
But any other parting last little tidbits from our host committee?
I'll say if you guys had to sum it all up and give one tip to the next host committee, what would it be?
Ooh, one.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Use Google Doc.
Yeah, use a Google
We had
Doc.
an unreal Google Doc. We were very organized. Keep yourself organized. Keep lists. Get lots of volunteers.
Yeah. I would say just like have a really strong core group that can then from there kind of delegate out and take on different things or different aspects of it, so that it's not so overwhelming on one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
giving up Google Doc templates.
For the right price.
Fair enough.
Have
We're
a
open
good
to
crew.
negotiations.
We are, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if the E5 would appreciate this, Steve.
I was just gonna say, we'll see you all in 16 years.
Speaking from the Edmonton 5-pin presidency, no.
We need a
Wrong.
Oh, I guess we can touch base on one other thing before we leave is our video shoot. Right? We got row 55 in there, and there's going to be a big video that comes out, movie.
I hear around September they're shooting for. We had a little wrap-up meeting on Monday, so
Yeah.
It was
sounds like September.
that was-
We're not sure how that's going to be posted yet.
It was a really different dynamic. It was neat, but it was a different dynamic because, like, I started a game of 7 in a row, and the next thing I know, there's a cameraman like literally at my feet in the pit.
Yeah.
We had to pull them out of there more than once. I was actually sending a net in there, be like, can you get him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like she explained it to them too, like, hey, you're in their vision over here, and he was kind of like, oh.
And honestly, but I didn't hear any of their bowlers complain about it at all.
I don't think
I didn't
I heard
hear
any
a
complaints
single
either,
one.
so.
So like it was good. It was
Just
good.
Every
for the
single
greater good.
person just kind of rolled with it. There'd be like a camera right here beside them, like in the pit, and they're just like as if it wasn't even there.
Yeah.
It was everybody handled it with extreme
in-
professionalism.
I think, in all fairness, everybody knew what it was for, and they were willing because they wanted to be part of it, right?
The
So
greater
it's
good.
it's a different,
You
Yeah.
learn how
So
to
it'll be
block out
exciting.
those distractions, like funky colored socks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be exciting for that to come out in September, and however it rolls out, and however the viewing of it is. But
We'll be
It'd
selling
be really good.
tickets.
where's the Open next year?
Ottawa.
Northern
Ottawa.
Manitoba.
it's in Ottawa.
Ottawa, yeah.
was close.
I wish them the best of luck. I know that they were going to be asking some things. I had some discussions with some of the host committee there, and we're definitely going to pass on knowledge to them and help them in any way as well from afar.
I have a new tip for the host committee. Don't run out of alcohol. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
People love
Have
to
at
have
least
the drinks.
3,495 drinks available.
Yeah.
Pretty exact number, but hopefully that works out great for them.
It's just wild.
All
My
right.
last comment I have is just go Bombers.
Okay, bye.
All right, she's gone. All right. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and bye-bye. Okay, see, I know how to do that.
Oh, wow. That was quite the
You
exit.
practiced quite a bit on this. You practiced that quite a bit, that's for sure.
Well, you
Yeah,
should
I
bring in
know.
our next guest then, Tim.
All right, so our next guest.
Oh, make sure you do the flashy thing.
Well, how do you do the flashy thing?
It's even labeled in there.
Yeah.
Is it?
Number
Flashy.
3 under branding. Come on, bud.
Oh, I got this. Oh, I did it.
Wow.
From our mixed team champion from Saskatchewan, Jeff Hibner, or we call Jeff Orenchuk, and Josie Brooks.
How was coaching, Tim? How was coaching?
Better Saturday than it was Friday. Yes. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I can hop in and do the mixed team because I mean I kind of experienced it with you guys a little bit minus the medal around my neck, but you guys did very well on the weekend. I guess we can sort of talk about who's on your team. Let me pull it up here. Obviously, you had your wife Crystal there, Jeff. You had Josie, Jackie Spark or Jackie Treble, Donnie Salmon, Brent Mebbs, and Coach Kevin Clark. Do you guys want to maybe talk about your team a little bit here?
I just dish out all the bad about Kevin. That's actually what we're looking for.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
No,
I didn't see Kevin coach that much. I'm not gonna lie. He sat there around the desk. I thought you guys did most of the work, right? So it
Yeah.
made it easy for him. Yeah.
He did bring his shoes so he could practice the slide. He thought he might be going in sometimes.
But all I know is Warren mentioned something is like, why is Kevin wearing his shoes? Because he's not bowling.
Yeah. It's been an ongoing joke since provincials.
That's hilarious.
I will say, outsider looking in, I thought your group dynamic was absolutely unbelievable. You guys were pretty much a one big cohesive core and unit together throughout the whole entire thing. Kind of your thoughts on your path from provincial champ and to the Open.
Yeah, I've been on a lot of teams, but I'll say this time and time again, this has probably been one of the most cohesive, family-like, never given up. We were determined all weekend. It didn't matter if we were throwing 2 pins on our first ball. It didn't matter. Nothing was phasing us that weekend, and I would do it all over again with the same exact group next year if I have the chance.
I would recommend slightly less 2 pins, but yeah, it's a good team.
I totally have to agree. This is probably the best team I've ever been on. We had no problems at all. We all wanted to be together. It was we had a group like WhatsApp going on and said, "Hey, we're going to practice. Who wants to come?" And I think it was always the whole team. There was never somebody missing.
Yeah, it's absolutely awesome.
So
when you guys talk about like never letting anything stop you guys or slow you guys down, I mean, didn't all of Don's stuff get stolen?
Pretty much everything. He had his shoes and his balls, but his bag, his car keys,
Okay, but he had his shoes and his balls.
Yeah, they came in a grocery bag to the last day.
Yeah, because he had them on the lanes because his bag disappeared after he had already practiced and moved to his next set. Then the bag disappeared.
Game 4, he realized it was gone because he had to go get something for Jackie's shoe and he couldn't find it. We're like, Don, it doesn't matter. And then it went, poof. There's nowhere to be seen after that.
Crazy.
For some reason, I thought it happened at the end where he forgot it. That's absolutely terrible.
I mean, that happens at his age, but...
Yeah.
So
I think he was getting it somewhere.
Yeah. So I have a question for Jeff, and it's actually a serious question. I know back when you won the men's team, and your team was unbelievable then, right? Back in Sudbury, I think it was 2007, if I remember correctly, and now you won on the mixed. Something we can touch base on, and another question is about winning with Crystal, but how was it different from playing on a men's team winning compared to playing on a mixed team winning? Or how was this different than before?
Well, both have their pluses. The men's team that I played on, I bowled with 2 of my mentors in Kevin and Doug Clark, which was just awesome to be part of that. And then on this mixed team, it's like bowling with my wife, and doing something like that is just it's surreal, really. And then having both my daughters there to witness it, and both sets of parents, was pretty special.
It's pretty cool. I was watching the girls in the back, and I think one of them, I don't know if it was yours, but they had their tablets and they had the Saskatchewan flag, and they're waving it every time on their tablet. Yeah. It was like, I think every time you got a mark, and unfortunately it was a lot of marks, but you guys did great. And obviously, we can touch base a little bit on Crystal. That was you can't get a better moment of you playing together and winning together.
Yeah.
Right? It's you're getting teary-eyed, aren't you? But it's okay.
Oh no. It's just kind of it's full circle, because we met in what it was, the 03 U Challenge Nationals. We played on a mixed team in Edmonton, and now it's back. Unfortunately, really cool. We only got a silver medal that year. This year we got the gold. So. It's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
And I will say, watching 3 strong women play all weekend. I mean, having Crystal as anchor on that mixed team, right, shows how great she is. I said during her podcast, always somebody I looked up to and watched. Josie coming off the bench and then playing unbelievable anytime we needed her, or you guys needed her, and then obviously Jackie. I have to say, I didn't know Jackie was playing that well until the banquet, only because every time I looked over, there was a 2-pin. Right?
It wasn't. It was once.
Twice. And every time I looked over. Yeah.
She played extremely well.
She did, and nothing was cooler when we weren't bowling you, and she did her fist pump. I always thought that fist pump was so cool watching it, right? And
that or come up and get her right in the face. I was
Yeah.
really worried about that a couple times, that she was
Yeah.
going to check herself.
It was awesome to watch, right? So, yeah, it was, and then obviously I thought it was really great to see Donnie finally win his championship.
Yeah, that's also something like I didn't realize it was his first.
Yeah,
It was pretty special. Like I had to not watch him going into the 10th frame. He was already, I don't know if you noticed him, but he was 2 lanes over and he was already swelling up. Like,
yeah,
so it was pretty special for him.
That's
And it couldn't have happened to a better guy. Like if you talk about team player, that guy's like, you need a new slider, he'll go out and find you one.
Yeah.
You need a new ball, he'll go out and find you one.
Yeah.
There's just not a
Confident
mean
people.
bone in that guy's body.
No.
There is
No.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I think the reason why I love sports so much is that when you watch somebody win a championship or you see how people react after all those years and all that time you put into it, and you can see the reactions, whether it's this or whether it's Donnie, that's sports to me, right? And it was great seeing you guys do that, and obviously and win. So it was awesome. So it was really good, and I guess you know, you guys had the mixed team last year from Regina. And maybe my parting shot will. I think obviously Kevin's maybe a little bit better coach than Johnny McDonald, right? Obviously.
Clearly, he's a better coach than you too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Kevin. Well, no, I said Kevin
You
was a
came
good
in
coach.
second. He came in first. Like,
Yeah.
Yes, it was good. Hey,
he's just done, eh?
yeah, coaching's a lot different, that's for sure. But I will say, like, just in the mixed team aspect, I thought Quebec played very well. I thought, you know, I watched Eric play, and I thought Eric was very good all weekend. I never actually saw him play much before, and I thought he was very solid. Obviously, I thought our team did. We struggled, but came back. I'm not going to lie to you. There was a point when I was watching the Manitoba team off to the side, and I don't know who they were playing against, but seeing Sandy run a bunch of strikes together, and she started being like old Sandy, and then seeing Karen do her fist pump when she needed to throw a double or strike out in 10 to win, I fangirled a little bit there. I was like, I had to tell him afterwards, I was like, it's so awesome to watch that stuff. You become a fan. And I thought all the mixed teams worked out really well. I thought it was a great environment for everybody, and I thought you guys obviously stole the show, and you guys deserved everything you guys got there.
I would say though it wasn't easy. Like
No.
I don't think any team was a sure win. Like everybody pushed us to our fullest. Like
Yeah.
we had a lot of high games thrown at us, and a lot came down to the 10th.
Yeah.
I have a question for Josie. So when you first started bowling, or maybe when you first started competing at nationals, did you ever see yourself winning an open gold medal? And what would you say to your younger self now that you have won one?
Oh, goodness. I started bowling when I was really young, but my first nationals was in 2010 in Quebec on the Bantam girls team, and we had gotten silver. And that just kind of pushed me even harder. And this has been a goal for me for my whole bowling career, and I could not have picked a better team to do it with. But that being said, I had seen myself doing it one day. However, this being my third open on a mixed team, I don't know. Being able to play with Crystal and Jackie and Jeff and Johnny and Brent, like those are people who I have looked up to for years to play with these people. And at provincials, I was telling Jackie, like, you know, if you would have asked me 5-10 years ago that I would be bowling with you and Crystal, I probably would have laughed. So I think what I would tell myself now, just keep pushing. Don't do anything differently. Push yourself. Go practice as much as you can. One day you'll get there. It just might take a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, literally.
And something I always say: you're forever in the record book. No one can ever take that away from
That's
you.
right.
No.
You can quit now, and you're forever a champion. And I will say, I know we've all won our teams on this bit here. The players you win with, you always be forever bonded together, no matter what, right? So it's a ride of a lifetime, and yeah, definitely well deserved. All right, I guess we can kick you out now. I think.
I wouldn't be the pun, Tim.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for having you guys on, guys. It's great seeing you.
Yeah, congratulations. You guys were amazing. All the way
Thank
through.
you.
Thank
really
you.
were.
Well deserved.
No problem. Jeff, say hi to Crystal for us. Okay.
I will, for sure.
Okay.
Hey,
Bye.
guys.
Bye, guys. All right.
You didn't want to use the flashy thing to kick him out?
Oh, I forgot about the
I'm
flashy
just kidding.
thing.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, I got nervous there for a second. Okay. All right. For the next guests, I guess we can bring those ones in. I want to bring only one in. I don't like the other one. So we will bring that in here. Oh, she's already shaking her head. I got to find her. All right. Hi, guys. How's it going? Good?
Fine.
All right, good.
Insults her.
I think-
Insults her without having any defense for herself, and then asks, "How's it going?"
Yeah, Heidi's gonna like choke him out, and I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
Yeah, my team knows that I can't hold in my rage. I have to let it out, otherwise it comes out in the most awkward situations. So watch out, Tim.
Tyler knows the full wrath of the Mapstones as well.
Yeah, Brett.
Yep.
Yeah. If anybody didn't know, Tyler got choked up by.
I did not.
Brett.
Surprisingly
not.
enough, people may not know this, but Tyler suffers from the same problem Tim has, and that's that he can't stop running his mouth.
I just wanted to see where the line was, and I found it, and now I know. And I didn't die, so that's 2 wins in one night.
You didn't die because he chose not to kill you.
Because 6 other
everyone
people in
was
the room
yelling
said,
at
"I
him."
need him tomorrow."
All right. Do you want me to run this one again, or are you guys interested in?
You're doing
Maybe
great,
cut.
Tim. You're doing a really good job.
You're doing well. Keep leading, bud.
So much pressure here. Okay. So
We're getting you ready for your own podcast.
Well, that podcast has a totally different script. I can tell you
Hey,
that right
hey.
now.
Focus. Go.
Okay. All right. So,
Human-
ladies, you guys want to maybe tell us about your experience and your trials and tribulations from provincials to nationals? We'll start off with that one.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Well, of course
Yeah.
we picked. I mean, a lot of mine was just I've never done anything like it. So for me, it was follow the leader. Heidi and Katie, Jenna, Julie, they really led us through this.
This is your first experience ever, right? Both provincials and nationals, correct?
Yep, we rookied it right through.
Was it everything you thought it would be? Was it different from what you thought it would be? What were your best moments? What were things that you struggled with? Yeah.
Best moments to do with Heidi and Katie with each other.
Fair.
Probably the worst moments were just like the waiting. There was a lot of in between, and for a first time, it was stressful.
Oh, you mean in between the two events?
Like in between the events, going to the ceremonies, the bowling. Once you get there, it's still bowling. It's
Yeah.
everything that you've never done.
That's totally fair. Heidi, you've done this a bazillion times now. How did this one?
I'm not that old.
That's the takeaway I took from that too. Yeah.
That's 2 Wisemans down.
You know what? Don't
But no, I didn't call her old, but I was really
She-
complimenting her bowling abilities. But that being said,
She does have
are
gray
you
hair.
the oldest?
She has gray hair.
Are you the oldest on this
I have
podcast?
hair.
Oh.
Are you the oldest? I believe you are the oldest on this podcast. So you can't really say shit. Now answer my question.
I had a lot of fun. This team really had no drama. We all supported each other. We all went with the flow. It was just refreshing to have an experience where you could just go and focus on the bowling and have fun as a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's really, indicative of how a team does. It really is. Like, if you have a team that's not getting along, you're not going to win. You're just not. You need to have those teams, gel. After the third day of qualifying, we all went for dinner at the Sawmill. Our team was in one area and your team was in the lounge, and we were nowhere near you guys, and all we could hear was you guys laughing the entire time, which is great. It tells a lot about your team, but holy cow, were you guys annoying.
I'm sure there's not much more annoying than ladies cackling all night.
No, it was awesome. It was obviously that you guys were having a great time. What was that, Jamie?
At least we had fun.
Oh, exactly. That's what it's about.
I will say, like, this is your third national win, right, Heidi? Right? You won
my
one in
third
19
third gold.
and
Yep.
12. Yeah. So how is this one different than the other ones?
I was most definitely the veteran.
But not old.
Not old. No.
It was a different makeup than you're used to, right? I mean, it just
There was nobody really to, like, Katie and I have an interesting dynamic. But there wasn't, like, I couldn't really look up to anybody, right? Like,
It's because you're really good.
Usually there's somebody there that has more experience than me that I can look up to, and this time I had to look outside of my team to find it.
Mm-hmm.
It made it us. We had you guys.
Yeah. I will say, and I know I cut down Heidi all the time, and it's out of pure love, but I've always believed she's been totally underrated. She's one of the most gifted players we have in Edmonton or in Alberta. So I think your bowling career has maybe turned a little bit. I know there's a lot of younger players playing on your teams now, but I think everybody looks up to you, and you definitely lead on the lane. So don't ever think otherwise, there, Heidi. I think it's kind of just a different time in your life, I would say, without calling you that old, right? So, but you deserve every bit of it, right? So when we talk about your team, I know the last game, Northern Ontario, you guys lost the last game. Looked like in a barn burner, 1079 to 1020. It was definitely made for TV, and you guys ended up squeaking into that first place by one.
To be fair, they came off of a 1570.
Yes, but it was still a tough game.
But what, Tim?
Anyways, but were you guys a little bit more? Obviously that first heat's a huge first, right? I mean, it gives you a little bit extra breathing room. I know when it came to the finals, you lost the first game against Quebec, 1242 to 1100. What was your thoughts going into the second match? Was it a little bit more pressure?
No, I think we tried to take the pressure off and just throw the balls that got us to that position, because I think we were all a little nervous, a little tight that first game.
Yeah.
Second game, everyone was just having a lot more fun.
Yeah, you could tell just as a spectator watching, your guys' whole attitude kind of changed going into that last match. It was a lot more upbeat all of a sudden right off the bat, even though it was close right down to the 8th, 9th, 10th frame, right? Like, it came down to those last few frames, lots of big shots. It was amazing to watch, and you guys pulled it off. It was cool.
Yeah. I only got to watch the last bit. I was running between the guys and the girls, and Katie threw the big six-bagger there, right?
Yes.
It was huge in 10. I wish she'd maybe helped us out maybe during Pro League like that, but here nor there. At least she did it at the right time for for a great group of ladies. I will give a shout out. I know I don't really know a whole lot about paid attention to much of the ladies thing, but I knew Quebec played very well all week. Quebec was kind of neck and neck with you guys all week. So I will have to give them a shout out. Watching them, they had a ton of energy, a huge amount of energy, right? So was there...
Quebec was really...
Yeah. Playing you guys, playing against certain teams, was there certain teams that impressed you, or certain things, or certain players?
Well, definitely Quebec was, every game was awesome to watch and play against them. Newfoundland was always the funnest. We always had the most fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to agree that Quebec team was always a strong match. Northern Ontario was a strong team.
Yeah. And they were
I think
young
a lot
too.
of our matches were generally close to the end. Nothing that there was only one or two that came down to the last person in the 10th frame, but a lot of them came down to that 10th frame.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of time. Poor Des.
Speaking of Quebec, shout out to Mode for averaging 283.
Yeah.
She played phenomenal. So good.
One other thing I noticed a lot with the mixed and with the ladies, there was a ton of young ladies playing this year.
Yeah.
Way more than I ever remembered, right?
Just
and
honestly, young people as a whole. I mean, you guys, like Heidi, your whole team is.
Okay, I will tell you the story about that. Okay, so when they posted whoever made the teams for nationals on the Quebec 5-pin, somehow the translation changed, and I don't know why Mode or her last name changed to it, but it changed to Big Chubby on there. And of course, she's the least one you have to worry about being chubby, and so they all started chanting Big Chubby and giving her a hard time about it. And you know, she's a great sport. It's just a funny thing that you kind of go with, right? Yeah. So, yeah.
But yeah, lots of young people. Your guys' team, your team is super young. Your team is really young. I mean, I was the second oldest on our team, and that felt
Gramps.
weird. Yeah, they started calling me Gramps, which made Adam Weber great grandpa. I don't know, but
No, he was the ancestors.
Is the elder?
Do you guys look at it as it's getting younger, or maybe we're just aging out and it's still average-wise probably same age it's always been every year?
No, I think the ladies have gotten younger, and I will say that, and because being younger and being at these events, there's always been a mix of on a team with middle age maybe, and then older people or whatnot. And this is the first time I've seen a lot of young ladies. Like that Manitoba team was very young. Right?
A lot of rookies.
A lot of young girls, right? And I think it's great for bowling. But I was like, I don't know what happened over COVID. Like, all these young girls started wanting to participate, right? It's a good problem to have, right? So
it's awesome.
Yeah.
My last personal question is more so for like Jamie and the rest of the ladies team that's hanging out in the comments. Who's more terrifying, Hulk Heidi or a disappointed Desiree?
That's definitely disappointed Desiree.
Desiree.
She's a pretty cat. She's a putty cat.
You're say that to her face.
No, I won't, but she hears it. So. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. No.
You gotta blur out that last name. That's the wrong one.
I don't know if I'm saddled on anchor position.
I completely agree until you piss her off.
That's why I asked disappointed Desiree.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess it's vote is Desiree's the meanest. So
that wasn't the question.
I said who's more terrifying.
Terrifying.
That wasn't the question at all.
Same thing. We love you, Des. Again, another gold medal for Des. right? Just add it to the list of resume down all that other stuff, right? So, anyways, yeah. Any other question for them, Tyler?
Nope.
Okay.
I've dug my grave enough.
Well, thank you very much, ladies, for coming on, and once again, congratulations.
Yeah, you guys are
Thank
amazing.
you.
Okay. Bye, Jamie.
Bye.
Oh, and bye, Heidi. All right. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Oh, are we missing?
Yes, Sly's been in and out, and then he just disappeared again.
Do you know what?
I think the slide just has bad internet, is my guess.
Is that what it is? Oh, he's
I
back.
think so.
Is
he? Yeah,
okay.
there he is.
Well, I'm only going to bring one on.
Or you're not going to bring any? Oh, there you go.
No, we got Team Alex. We got Team Alex, right? Who needs Team
Best
Sly?
team
We
going.
got Team Alex, yeah.
But
Oh, hi, Sly. Oh, he's wearing both. Look at these guys.
but he's not Team Tim, so why are you so excited?
Well, I'm actually really disappointed. I actually threw the comment out to get Max on first, and Max said he's too busy signing autographs. He's top tier talent that he couldn't make it. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Probably true.
I'm so glad we got the two ice bits tonight. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are.
Is it, Sly, can you breathe? It looks like it's choking you.
A little bit. My neck is.
Have you taken it off? Just
No,
showers with it?
I think he sleeps with it, actually.
No, I'd put it like. I'm so proud of the team. I'm so proud of what we accomplished. So just wearing it proudly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
honestly, Sly, you guys are absolutely incredible. Especially on Stepladder Day. You guys were like incredible. You guys had nothing but positivity and energy, and you guys just pounded the pocket. You guys played absolutely great.
Yep.
So, Sly,
Yeah, it was,
is this?
Yeah.
Was this your first win?
I medal in mixed. I believe BC was maybe 2012. But yeah, it was first goal in that.
That's awesome.
Pretty big.
How great does that feel for you? I'm not gonna lie, I was like super excited for you guys. Obviously sad for us, but very, very excited for you guys.
Yeah, it felt really great. We knew from the start when we qualified we had a good team. We had a good chemistry because all the guys were a pretty tight group, and we're all friends. So we knew we would have a good time no matter what. On paper, we knew that we weren't the strongest team. Like I said in my post earlier, your team, Tyler, Dexter, and Adam, and all the other guys, probably the best team I've seen, the best performance I've seen in years. And then we just came in with just like a mentality of what we have nothing to lose, and we're just going to trail bombs and see what happens, right?
And you guys
We
did.
didn't feel any stress. We were just on a roll, on the mission.
Oh, and yeah, you guys were locked in, and you guys were just like full of energy. It was awesome to watch. You guys talk about how close knit your entire community is, and how close knit that team was. So, without stirring the pot too much, Alex, how are you a big fan of the Lumberjacks?
Oh, I am not at all. Like, you won't ever see me wearing any lumberjack apparels or anything. Right now, I'm wearing a next gen hat.
Can't believe it.
That's a great hat.
It is.
You might be the only one that's not. Actually, there's a couple of not next gen players who have one, but there's not many.
Anyone out there needs a partner in Midland for doubles on Friday night? I'm looking for one. And Alex too.
Alex, we've heard a lot about how much work you have put into your game over the last couple of years, and we've really seen how much it's paid off. We've snapped through the cash tournaments and all that throughout the years, through the last couple of years. But how good does it feel to be rewarded for all that hard work with this gold medal?
Well, it is amazing well, it has started from like Nebs and onwards, I guess, but it's just paying off every tournament I play. There was some disappointment on the way, but I mean, it's a lot of work, a lot of practice, a lot of everything, but it's a lot of changes as well. Because Sly helped me just change the whole swing of my whole backswing and everything was changed with Sly. He only bugged me for like 3 or 4 years to change it, but after like 3 years, I kind of made the move. But yeah, it's amazing to actually get results with it. It just takes a while.
So, 2-part question then. Sly, how good does it feel to be right?
Well, I'd say a lot of people told me. But yeah, no, it's great just seeing Alex like improve in the last couple of years. It's amazing to see. I mean, he's one of the best. Like he can throw a lot, shit ton of strikes. It's nice to watch, and yeah, he's probably one of the hardest worker out there. Big shout out to Ben, Alex, like all the guys. Like maybe me and Max Lafreniere are the least hard worker in the group. But the other guys, like all.
Oh, Max for sure.
Sly, you've worked hard forever. We hear about your practice routine and how consistent you are with practicing. Don't say that you're not a hard worker, because you're one of the hardest workers. Max, I totally believe.
Guys, just why do you guys harp on that guy? He's just a saint. I don't understand. I don't understand. But we could touch on Max in a little bit here. But I do want to post. I've had a chance to look back at some of the results for you guys here. I always wonder. I always look back at things and say, sometimes things are meant to be just by obviously looking at the end result and see what happens. But your game 17, you guys tie 4-4 against Saskatchewan. 4-4. Mm-hmm. You don't normally happen 4-4. You lose the total by 14. And then you play Newfoundland and only get 1, and you barely make the thing by you get 76 points. Saskatchewan gets 75. Northern Ontario gets 75.
Yeah, we'd like to thank Marco Tsang as well for giving us that point, because
we were in trouble at some point.
And then we were about to go over last game. We were very close to it.
Right. So, Jesus. Okay. So, what I'm saying here is that obviously you got lucky. You have a lot of thank yous, right? And it all worked out. It all really worked out, right? So.
Yeah. It did.
Yeah.
For the whole week we were just, opportunistic is probably the word, because we were downright not very good the whole qualifying round, and then just lit it up step ladder round. That's basically what happened. But by no means we were playing better overall than like Northern Ontario for qualifying round. There was just.
Fair. Sometimes that's the way it goes. That's the beauty of match play, right? Throw those shots when you need to, right?
We can probably touch base a little bit. I know for us out here, we don't really know Benoit a whole lot. We don't know Guillaume a whole lot. And from my understanding, Maxime Beauchamp was absolute champ on Saturday night. Right?
He's never going to drink Fireball again.
He rallied.
Oh,
well, he might, but maybe not that many.
I'm not surprised he might try it again and drink the whole bottle this time.
I couldn't believe it. Here's a full bottle of Fireball.
Yeah, that was that dude.
He gets the first swig of it, and it's half gone. I'm like, oh no. This is not going to end up well. But yeah, you know what? That kid rallied. I am proud of him.
Well, he was not
He
proud
went
of
to
himself
the-
like an hour later than that. When he was just
He
throwing
went
up.
to the United States later than most of all of us. That kid is quite something. Like, I was in bed at 9, but that kid kept going all night.
That's what I mean. Like that's what's impressive is that, like, you know what? I throw up from drinking, which I haven't done in a long time, but if I do, that's it for me. I'm done. That's game over. Like, I am not rallying. That's the end of it. This kid rallied 3 times.
Well, that's a good part of being young, right? I'm no longer young, but back then was okay.
Yeah. Not an easy feat. Not an easy feat.
Okay. We can. I also want to mention. I think Sly rookie year was in Edmonton in 05, so it kind of goes round circle there, doesn't it? A little bit, a full circle. I guess we can talk.
It's been the same place 3 times. My YBC rookie year was there too.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Only doing
YBC
it
was
3
a thing
times.
when
Yeah.
YBC was a thing when you were a kid.
Yeah, then you said
Well, like
finally
35
doing
years ago, yeah, probably.
that. You know, you weren't even born.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. You guys. Anyways, yeah. So let's talk about Max a little bit, right? Like number 1 Max. Obviously.
So Maxime Beauchamp, right?
No. Let's But I mean, obviously, Max is struggling a little bit, right? Did we just lose Sly?
It's,
Sly-
he
Sly
has
was good.
shit internet, like
Oh,
big time.
Well, honestly, that couldn't worked out any better because we just want to talk to you, Alex. Oh,
Yeah,
Sly's
I know.
But let's talk about Max a little bit because I know he's
Yep.
struggling. And we don't have to really touch base on that, but you guys, he had a certain special role on your team, did he not?
Well, a special role. Do you mean like just sitting out and like being an assistant coach?
Assistant coach?
Is that what did his tag say?
It says coach.
It did say coach, yeah.
Entraîneur, yeah. Entraîneur is coach.
Oh,
He basically borrowed the tag from Gilles Leblanc, which was the coach for mixed team.
So I had said, hey, he's wearing a coach's badge, and then somebody else told me, it's like, no, it says entertainment. And I was like, all right, good enough for me.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I thought it was hilarious.
He did a great
That
job.
was great.
Yeah.
He did do a great job.
Yeah, well, on a more serious note, he just
played
didn't
with
have
five
it and
guys, but-
just...
Yeah, he just didn't have it, unfortunately. But you know what? At
Talk to
least,
us.
obviously, he was.
Took his shoes off, and Bruno was like, yeah, you're going to be the assistant coach from now. So, sorry, did I talk to you?
No, you're good. You're
I'm
good.
sorry. Yeah.
It's all good. Yeah, you know, we've talked about it lots on this podcast, but it takes a lot to win a national championship, and sometimes that also means that it's not all about how well you bowl, but how good of a teammate you are. And the fact that, you know what, Max was struggling, and he was totally cool with sitting on the bench and cheering you guys on and doing what he can in that aspect says a lot about a person for sure. He was great at entertainment.
Yeah. It's also the most emotion I've seen this guy put out, and that's as a coach. So...
Yeah. But that's good too, though, right?
I do know.
Like, that's
it is.
We kind of rallied behind that too, right? Like, we kind of said, okay, let's go, guys. Let's go to 5 of us and do this. You know, we kind of put that on their shoulder and say, we didn't give them that, right?
So it sounds like Max was the MVP.
Well, maybe not, but there was no really there was really no MVP to be honest. It's literally the most gel team I've seen played. Like every time Sly threw a strike, it was basically the same thing as if I threw a strike. It was it's the exact same thing. So
yeah, it's awesome.
And
the photo you posted there on Facebook when you threw that strike and the other two were going like that. Pretty cool photo.
Yeah.
It gives you chills, right? Because that shows you what kind of team you had.
Absolutely.
yeah, it was amazing to be honest. It was really just everything that was going on. Everybody was so involved with it. It was truly amazing. So
yeah, it was awesome. All right. Any other
Ty,
parting?
Do you have any personal questions? You've done one for the other two. What do you got going on for this one?
My list of questions is not great.
Let's go around the table here. Not with those two guys there. Are you Team Max, Team Sly, or Team Alex?
No.
I'm Team Max. It goes this order: Max, Alex, and in a way far down is Sly. All right. So.
well, Cindy will say otherwise though.
Or she did say that. Just don't ignore that. Ignore that. Put your hand on the screen there. All right.
Of course you will.
Okay.
See?
Anyways, Tyler, let's go to you.
Well, joke's on you. I'm team all of them because we play in Red Deer together. So
Oh,
that is the biggest cop out I've ever heard ever. Grow a set.
He's such a little bitch. Fuck. Okay, come
Pick
on.
somebody.
Come on, go.
I will be Team Max, but I won't tell you which one because there was two on the team.
Oh, Team Max. Okay, it doesn't matter. Max is good. Okay. Dex.
Look, Sly holds a place near and dear to my heart, but Alex is Team Dex, so I gotta be Team Alex.
Oh, this is awesome. Okay. All right. Carrie,
and he's thrown a ton of people under the bus this podcast, and I honestly really appreciate it. It's fantastic.
Well, you gotta go with Golden Boy, so for sure it's Team Alex.
Yeah!
Sly second. Max is close, but he's 3.
All right. Well, we'll leave it at
The
that.
lesser team Sly we get, the more Tim is happy. So.
All right. Okay. All in all, love you guys lots.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing you guys soon. Obviously, we travel together all the time, and we become a big family. And super proud of you guys for winning. So once again, congratulations, guys. Okay.
Yeah, congratulations. Could not be happier for you guys. It was awesome. So well deserved.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good luck in the life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're not gonna say thank you, Tim?
Okay. So before we go on to that, I know it was a tough Alberta finish. The Alberta men played very well during qualifying and all that other fun stuff. Have to give a shout out to you guys. You guys broke tons of records.
Yeah.
You guys at one point, let me pull it up here. I do have to mention this. I know it sucks, but team record wise, you guys broke all. And you broke the high triple of 46:59. 46:59.
Hold on 1 second.
Triple.
What is this shit?
Team Sly, baby.
This is like liking your own post. You can't do that, old man.
I'm surprised he actually went through with his internet. But I mean,
that's funny.
Alberta tied the record of 16:27, or it was 16:27 for new record of 46:59 for triple. That's a 15:50. Then you had a high 4 of 6,085, a high 5 of 74.07, and a high 6 of 88.92. Absolutely incredible, guys. You guys killed it. And I have to shout out to Adam. Adam broke the new record for average.
Man, that's insane.
Right,
He owns both records now, right? Masters National and Open
One
National.
for Masters, 315 for
315 for the weekend. And there was a point where he shot 2,800 for 8. Absolutely incredible.
That's a gross number.
Absolutely gross. So we had to give you guys a shout out on that. I know those are not the medals you guys are looking for, but you had to get accolades for that and a little bit of a kudos, okay? I know, good times.
Moving
All right. All right, so moving on, we're going to go over into our singles. And I'm actually really getting used to this, so we're going to bring our ladies singles champion in. Renee.
Hi,
How's it
Renee.
going, fellas?
Good.
Hello.
We finally have some normality now that you're on the show.
I wouldn't go that far. You guys don't know. You guys don't know me like that. I don't know.
Okay, well, what team are you?
Oh,
Are you
right
team-
away. Which
Yeah,
team?
let's throw it out there.
I've known Sly longer,
Oh,
so
pop
probably
out.
Team Sly.
Oh, I was hoping for but.
I mean, does it really matter? I've known Sly for, I think I met him in like 2007 at TSM, so I've known him much longer, so I'll go Team Sly. He's good shit.
He is good shit.
He is.
He's awesome. So maybe once again, as we kind of be starting to maybe touch base on your run from provincials to nationals, what kind of experience did you create? Because I believe this is not your first time as open single.
No, it was my
And-
third.
Yeah, and you've been Masters Nationals many times as well. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've had the experience in it, but what made this a little bit different, obviously, other than the end result?
Well, honestly, I think at this point last year, I considered hanging it up. I was having an absolute shit year last year. I think I averaged 211 at the Open, which, I haven't averaged that since I was in juniors. So, and there was lots of other stuff going on. So, this point last year, I just really wasn't feeling it. And, when fall came around, I figured I'd decide. So, when I went to provincials, I just kind of wanted to bowl well. I didn't really have any expectations because I try not to do that. I just kind of, know what I want to shoot and kind of the, neighborhood I want my scores to be in, and whatever happens, happens. Turns out I bowled really well at provincials. Apparently I didn't have to bowl the last game, which was kind of fun. So yeah, that was really cool. And my team ended up doing well too, which was just an added bonus. But yeah, I just kind of felt like, I wanted to get another provincial singles under my belt, and it was really satisfying to bring this one home. And it was a center that I hadn't bowled in probably since my first Open in 2008. And I'd heard horror stories about the pinfall there, so I was a little apprehensive, to say the least. But it went well, so that was cool. And then really going into nationals, I just wanted to bowl well. I had never shot at Bonnie Doon actually, so I was excited because I'd heard so much about it, and I was just looking forward to seeing what it was like, and I think it kind of went well.
Yeah, it obviously worked well for you. Another qualifying where you didn't need to bowl your last game.
And a new record for you as well.
That was a little insane. It was
A
little
record
nuts.
that you broke in one game. So it was the 21 game record in 20 games.
Apparently had it beat in the 9th frame of the 20th game.
That's incredible.
I had no idea, at all. I don't pay attention to shit like that. So, I had no clue. Apparently my mom didn't even know until someone pointed out, hey, Renee's bowling really well. Maybe you should check the record score. And I was like, there's no way. That's it.
Yeah.
Those records are huge. And then she looks and she's like, oh, okay. So that was kind of cool and an added bonus because I totally didn't expect that was even in the realm of possibility.
Yeah. And an outsider looking in, obviously after seeing the results, I know you never played Bonnie Doon, but that speed on that ball as a female, I think you can definitely dominate there. Everything kind of just goes with that speed, right? So,
and that certainly benefits me in lots of houses that I throw, that little bit more gas for a female, and it, it either works really, really well or I get power topped all day. So kind of depends, but generally speaking, it works really, really well. And this weekend or last week was really no exception, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I just want all the listeners to know this is a 166 podcast, and power chop is a thing. So stop laughing when we say it.
Yes.
Renee
Hey.
just confirmed it.
Yes.
So We I guess that's another question I can bring to you. The only negative emoji we got off Facebook right now is from Lyle Dolph.
Oh, Lyle.
He's
I
just
know,
mad that you're able to stay on your feet.
Yeah,
And
100%.
he can't.
Yeah, maybe you can talk about how you persevered because he was you partner and all, right, and how you powered through that.
He had to deal with his emotions all week.
Such a hardship because he's such a smelt.
He handled it very well, especially he wore that shirt in pride, I think. So
you know what? That's Lyle though. Like,
yeah,
I've not met anybody who is just like the number one person to make fun of himself for something embarrassing that nobody else would actually talk about. He'll walk into bowling alley one night and be like, "Hey guys, guess what I did?" And we're like, "Oh God, why did you tell us?"
You might as well just own it, right?
Like
that way, it's all in your own hands. Like
takes a special kind of person to do that.
You just called him special, right? That's what I heard.
I did. He's also got a really wicked slice when he golfs. So he won last time we went golfing the weekend before the Open. He lines up on the 9th tee like, "This is for all the haters who say I can't hit a tee shot straight." Slices it right in the bush, like. I'm like, "Oh yeah, for the haters, eh? Good job, man."
Maybe you can touch base. You kind of playing double duty. You played on a ladies team and as a singles. How difficult was that? It's long days, right?
I've done it. It's a long day. I found the last time I did it was in 2018 in Gatineau. I found that was much worse just because the center was so far from where we were staying. It was like 45 minutes each way on the bus every day. So like, on the bus at 7 a.m, you're not back till midnight, and then you got to do it all again the next day. So I feel like this time was a lot better because like I knew really what to expect. I'd done it before. It was actually fewer games this time, so that was a bonus. But it made for long days certainly. But it's kind of what I signed up for, and if I didn't want to do it, I would have bowed out of one of them. But it was a good opportunity. It's a lot of games, but it was a great opportunity to help my team do something.
Yeah, and again, like as I mentioned with the ladies, it was a young team.
Yeah,
another really young
I'm the
team.
oldest on the team, which I didn't find out until like after we won provincials, and I'm not entirely sure I'm okay with.
Yeah,
I'm not used to this.
You and Dexter can start a sympathy group.
Like, when did this happen?
Yeah, it's
okay. Going to Masters Nationals, I'm second youngest on the team.
Ooh.
Flip the script.
That'll help a little bit. That'll help.
It does help. I felt much better.
So I guess we can touch base maybe on the step ladder a little bit. Obviously, as first seed, you got to watch the step ladder. I know the Jen and Erica match was a struggle. First time I seen Madison Richter ever play, and I was impressed with her. She's from Smithers. She's a good left-handed bowler. Never really watched much of her before. And obviously Connie, right? Going through the whole step ladder. I mean, and you obviously playing Connie and winning. It's kind of pretty surreal. You're playing like sort of like kind of a legend, and winning finally your national championship. Like what kind of emotions were there when you finally won, or what kind of thoughts were going through your head?
Well, I don't know how many of you were there, but I was crying like a baby.
Yeah.
And my friends all say that they didn't know I could cry. They thought the only emotion I had was anger. So that I was like sobbing was a little bit of a departure. But it was honestly like kind of relief after I did it. Like it just like, holy shit, like we're done, we're good. Like it's over. Mm-hmm. Now I can just be a complete bag of crap and like lose it in front of people. Because it just was like, I don't know. I feel like the entire week I really kind of kept things pretty even keel. I didn't get too high, too low. And then just after that, it was like, it was over. Like I was done. I was, left everything there and just friggin' sobbed like a baby. And it was just really more of a feeling of like like, thank God it's done. Like, it's over, it's done. Like, I did what I wanted to do kind of thing. More so than like generalized excitement. I don't think I've really even been excited about it yet, but it's more like kind of like that overarching feeling of relief.
Yeah. You can just let all the emotions out and like just accept that it's over and let because you hold in those emotions all week and then your body just needs to release it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's awesome.
And obviously your mom was down there with you.
Yep.
So that's a whole different part of emotion, right?
Oh yeah, I didn't even cry I didn't even hug her after, actually. Like, it was like, she was just like, I hugged Connie, and then I went up and like sobbed on Yvette's shoulder for like 5 minutes. And like my mom was just like over there, like calling my dad. Like, I don't even think I hugged her after, honestly. Like, that was just, it was kind of weird. I don't normally do that. But I just think about that, and I'm like, I didn't. Oh.
You're stuck in the moment, right?
Yeah.
And I tell you what, everybody was so impressed with you. You got your All-Star nomination called twice, right? you got your own little fabulous thing there, and you stood there for a moment. They went somewhere else with it, and then you got announced again. So you did such a great job, Renee. You got double duty on that. So congratulations.
Oh
yeah. So I guess we're just leaving it from here. The last couple moments here. Anything else you want to add to it, or anything like your experience, or anything that maybe might change you for the future, or different thoughts about it now?
I really enjoyed my time in Edmonton. Like, that was the first time I'd ever really been to Edmonton. I think I'd been to the airport like once. I'd never been out there. So I was just really impressed with how you guys ran the tournament. It was like smooth as can be, and like everything was so well done. Bonnie Doon was awesome. Like, I was super, super impressed by it. And it was just a super fun time, and definitely, even, would have been memorable without the gold, but even more so now.
Yeah, you're forever a special place in your heart now, right?
Absolutely.
So, yes.
I have not a personal question, but a personal statement.
Yes.
And I'm going to try not to get emotional about this, but so I've bowled for a very long time, but most of my bowling memories as a young person come from actually watching TSN with my grandfather before he passed away.
Here we go.
And I watched a lot of TSN, but Renee, you are actually the only person that I remember watching and now connect to it. And to be able to watch you achieve something like you did this past weekend in Edmonton actually made me very emotional, and I'm trying not to cry.
That's pretty
but
cool.
I'm really, really proud of you, and it was really special for someone who's just a fan of the sport to see someone like yourself. I watched you play Masters in Thunder Bay against my brother, and that was kind of like, it came full circle then, and now it's done it a second time. And someone all the way from out here in Alberta, I'm quite a fan of yours in Northern Ontario, and you've done a lot for the sport.
Thanks, man.
Even as an athlete.
I appreciate that. That's crazy. It's crazy the reach of like the YouTube, and like when they started posting the TSNs on YouTube and stuff. Like, it's crazy that that was 2007. I was 19. So that's a long time ago, but it's crazy how many people still like yourself, like, hey, I saw you on TSN. I'm like, dude, that's kind of awesome, and kind of makes me miss the pin game and all that stuff. That was a great event. But thanks, Tyler. That was awesome.
Thank you.
I think that's a good parting way of finishing. So,
absolutely.
Thanks again, Renee, and good luck in Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Big congratulations.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you out there.
Oh yeah, we'll have a good time.
We'll find you on George Street.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. Absolutely.
All right. See you later. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
This is your last time, Tyler. You can choose.
I'm still recovering from all the strikes they threw at me.
Sore spot.
All right, we're gonna bring in our final guest here.
Hey, buddy.
Men's champion, Derek Holm. There we go.
Hey, D.
Hey. How's it going, bud?
Good, you guys yourself?
Good.
Good.
Obviously, you listen to the whole podcast. You know the kind of the everything we're going to ask you, maybe a little bit. Maybe discuss how you got to where you're at through provincials and to nationals.
Well, I got through one of the panelists, Tyler. Very luckily. Yeah,
For-
through
I-
provincials and
Yeah, I
Go
guess
ahead.
people don't know that you guys were tied going the last game for qualifying.
Everybody knows Tim. We covered it at the Provincial Open.
He's having a real tough
podcast.
time. We had to get Quebec on. We had to get Derek on. He's having a real tough time. It's okay. You have
the
another.
podcast he'll forget.
You have another 15 or 20 years left if you're lucky, right? You got
No, I'm
lots of legs.
retiring. This is it.
Okay, Adam. Okay, Adam. Anyways, it's not about you, Tyler. It's about Derek right now. So.
He made it about me.
I did.
So-
I said his name first.
No, he was awesome at Provincials. Like, all things, Derek, you were solid. In a situation like that, you know, you were up first every time going into that last game, and you threw the shot every time.
Yeah, it was fun to go against you. I'll say it again, obviously, but yeah, I got through Tyler, and it was just an all week against him, and stepladder was fun, and yeah, and then it got to me to nationals, and kind of the same kind of thing. It was with Jordan Schuss this time, and after day one, he was leading and by like 20 sticks, and then after day two, I was leading by 20 sticks, and then it was game 20 that I just kind of pulled a little away from him, and it was even the last game where he's bowling on like 1 and 2, I think, and I'm on 9 and 10, and I started with the 4-bagger and then threw the 5th and looked over towards him, and he just shook his head at me, and I'm like, sorry, kid, like, it's not your time. So I just had that good feeling going, and yeah.
Yeah, you played absolutely phenomenal. Average 301 for qualifying.
The man
Huge.
with the best strike of the tournament. Yeah. That might have been
that
the...
one.
that might
This
have been
memory is unreal.
Oh,
that
can
might
we
have been
find that?
the indicator of how the tournament was going to go, I think. If there was a sign, that was probably it.
Well, let's be honest here. We can talk about your personal relationship with Bonnie Doon. I think it was kind of meant to be in a way. You've always played so well there. Growing up, for how many green golds, how many opens, how many masters, you've always had a special spot in your heart there. Regardless of where the pinfall's been, you've always played well there, right? So
yes,
going into it, I knew you already had the confidence. Regardless, you knew you were going to be on the step ladder. Obviously, you knew that you're going to hopefully be first. That should have been really high up there. You must have walked in there confident already, right?
I did. This year has been really good for me, so I just kind of kept riding the whole high of how I've been bowling, and practice leading up to it at top layer was really good. And then the warm-up game I had 2 weeks previous, being up there, I threw really well with you guys, and then even the practice on the Tuesday with Baker, and everything just felt like it was in motion. So it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a lot of people that don't know, like Derek Holmes had a phenomenal season on the WCBT, finished second overall, won the Manitoba Open, like an amazing year leading up to Open Nationals, right? Like this was meant to be. It felt like it was your time all year.
It has. It's been an incredible feeling. Like I don't know how to describe it, and hopefully just keep going into it to the WCBT Tour Championship and hopefully ride it into there. But regardless of how it goes, this has been a great accomplishment, and yeah, couldn't imagine getting back and doing it.
As a younger bowler, it's always awesome to see somebody of your age win, because it means that I've got years to do it yet.
Yes, you do have some time. So.
That was so painful, Dexter. I heard your back crack.
I will say that you overcame a lot of obstacles this year with your 242 league average. I mean, so obviously you had to persevere. You had a lot of hard weeks in there. I know a lot of people really laughed at you. Really laughed at you when they announced your average. Yeah. And yes, it is real.
It is a real average. It's out of the Bowling Depot. It is probably the toughest house I've ever bowled in. I can shoot a 931 one week and shoot a 580 the next week. Like it's a really tough house.
It is.
For
Can't
those who
confirm.
have bowled there. Yeah.
It's awful. Like, yeah. Oh, God. You're like 320 on one lane, you go to the next lane, you play the same line, you're like, oh, $180.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah. Leading up to Open Provincials, I went and practiced there. Oh, no. I had league night on the Tuesday before the Wednesday. And I shot 230, 179, $182. And that was me trying. It was so devastating, but I was like, that place has made me rethink the game. I'm not so serious when I'm struggling. I've learned to, because it's so tough, it made me step back and think a little bit more and stay more even keel and know that I can struggle and still pull it out. So it's a year of heartache, but I don't know, it's taught me what I've accomplished this year, that it can happen. So
Yeah, and it also means that when you don't have your strike game, you've got a spare game that goes with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
It is good that you practice somewhere else too, though, because you do kind of want to have some confidence going into it. So, like, playing in Toppler, coming up and bowling in Bodybuilder, and getting scores, like, it's nice to have that bit of a confidence boost before you start. That's for sure.
For sure, absolutely.
From a contingent standpoint, I just want to say you were phenomenal all weekend for us.
He was
It
a
was
rock.
noticeable. It was awesome. You were so great to have around. We really, really appreciate it.
Those are some long days in the bowling alley.
And you didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
You didn't have to.
No.
No.
I didn't, but to feel a part of Alberta, I felt like it was necessary. Like, I wanted to support everybody, and not everybody was, like, I'm the only one from Calgary, and everybody's from Edmonton, so I knew, not that we're not close anyways, because I socialized with a lot of you through the WCBT and stuff, but it was more just a go Alberta go, and it I don't know, it just seemed necessary, so.
That's what makes Alberta so strong, man.
Yeah.
Just everyone gets along, and like, yeah, you know what? You're not from Edmonton, but like we see you at Masters, we see it all at WCBT. We've grown up around you too, right?
Correct.
Again, it's just it's super close knit community out here, and that's
it was good.
The reason why we're successful.
It was
fun.
good. You definitely helped me out in the pit when I needed to walk away and vent. Especially Friday, that was real tough.
Yes.
So it was. It made it a little bit more bearable. Yeah, I do appreciate it, and I loved my team. It was just very tough. So
for sure.
Yeah. We lost Dex.
Average 300. Depot 244. Green and gold.
Yeah. He has a green gold average now, thankfully. So.
Yeah.
Well, I was surprised at green and gold when I was still. I think it was two. I think they gave me 247, so it was kind of weird to see that average still, because I know I've averaged way higher in the previous green and gold. So
yeah, you must have missed a year in the average calculations.
Wow, it was probably my Masters tournaments when I shot 18 and 1900 to not qualify at all. So it probably took into a little bit of account.
maybe. Yes, but yeah. So I guess moving forward, other than the tour finals, do you have any other I guess what's on your bucket list?
I don't really have one, honestly. I'm just still. I don't know. I don't know if I'm still caught up in that I'm a champ. Honestly, it's. I don't know. It's just a weird feeling. Like, my dad was more emotional than I was, and
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, like he had tears, so I just know he was so proud of me, and it was good to have him there. And I don't know, I think him being so emotional, it just kind of hasn't settled in yet, and yeah, I don't know. I got nothing else. It's just baseball.
Yeah, people don't know that His dad has a perfect game.
Perfect game, yeah.
But Derek doesn't, so maybe that's a bucket list.
People know you've said it lots.
I know. I love it.
Over and over.
And Wayne loves it when I do, right? So it's okay.
Oh, yes.
So that could be one, but there isn't a whole lot left, right? That you probably want to accomplish. And anyway, like I said, you played absolutely phenomenal this weekend.
Yeah.
Masters gold, Derek. Masters gold.
Yes, that is definitely the only elusive one left. So,
well, I mean, you haven't won a team. You haven't won a team gold either, right? So,
no, I have a team silver. We got double dipped by Newfoundland that year, but at least I have a bronze, a gold, and a silver at Open. So now it's got to work on the Masters one. So
yeah.
Next year, if you would have stayed, if your old age body would have stayed healthy, you might have had a chance this year.
Yeah, it got broken down before the second Masters, and then Regina broke down again, and yeah, it's been a hard injury year.
Oh Jesus!
No.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I guess
Alex needs his own podcast.
I'm slowly becoming Team Alex after but so I asked a question. You as a champion medalist, a gold medalist, you get to sit with the men's team. Did you understand one word they said to you?
They did speak some English, so it was good. I understood fireball. I understood. Yeah, I don't know. That was probably one of the funnest group of people that I sat with. My cheeks were hurting from laughing pretty much the whole time. So,
and whose team are you on?
Well, I'm Team Sly because I've known him the longest. I think that was the year 2012, and Gatineau was with him. And oh no, it wasn't. I think that's when I first met him, was 2012. So, yeah, I don't know. I've always been a fan of Sly. I just met Alex last year, I think, at TPC. I've only known him for a year, but yeah, he's funny.
Honestly, all those guys are. They're all great. Yeah.
I was sitting beside Alex at the table, so he was quite humorous. So, yes.
Yeah. Oh Jesus!
Probably been burning your hat. My bad.
Burn the next gen one too, Alex. Ty didn't choose you.
Shut your face. Shut it. Shut it.
All right. We're gonna leave it at that. Thanks, Adi, for coming back on, and once again, congratulations, bud.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely, so fun to watch, so cool, so well deserving, long overdue. It was awesome.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Good night, Dick.
I guess.
See you in August.
Yes.
All right.
Cool.
So
good recap.
It was fun. It was fun. A little chaotic at some points, but you know what? That's
par for the course.
That's why people watch us. We had
that's
a lot
our
of people.
podcast.
It was perfect.
Aggregate was Alberta.
Aggregate was Alberta. So proud of Alberta. And everybody made the step ladder. Baker just narrowly missed medaling, and she came in fourth. But she struggled for the first 2 days, and she fought back to make the podium.
She came back a long ways. Not to be mean, but Baker was not Baker the first day and a half. She struggled hard, and then she came storming back. So
she turned into Baker.
She said, she talked to me and she said, I was having a sit down pee, and we're having a couple games left.
Does she have a stand-up pee?
It's Baker. She could. And they said three games left, and she's like, I'm not going to be the only one not on the step ladder. She's 340, right? And that's the Baker that we all know and love, right? So I know she's disappointed in it, but I tell you what, we're pretty proud of her for how she handled everything and came back from it. So, and I know this podcast is pro Alberta because we're from Alberta, but we're allowed to say that because we're proud of her. So, so that being said, I guess maybe it's a good segue. Next week, or in a couple days here, it's going to be the first ever Diamond Classic down in Toppler for the ladies event.
Yeah, 5-Pin Universe will be down there live streaming the qualifying and the Sunday. So it'll be awesome to see all the ladies down there and all the competitive players, and hope they have a great tournament. And yeah, it'll be
Make
good.
sure you come down. Make sure you come down and have a few bevies and support the ladies. I know I'll be there Friday night. I'll be supporting the ladies there. It'd be a little different for me on that end, flipping around and watching Cindy. But I think it's going to be a great event. And
yeah, but you got used to watching all last week. So
yeah, you're a coach. You should understand it now.
You know what? I think she's going to be a little bit. I'm going to be a little bit less stressed. She plays very well no tap, so I have all the confidence in her. So, but yes, so it's going to be great. And for any significant others or anybody who want to come watch, we can come watch the ladies.
Yep.
Yeah. First shift Friday, and then doubles Friday night.
Yeah, Friday at 11 is the first shift, and then doubles that night, and then Saturday morning at 9, and then
2 shifts there, and then Sunday finals. So.
And they have come out where you can do POA and scratch at the same shift.
Yeah.
So if you do want to double that up, please do so. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, great podcast, guys. It's the ladies podcast next week, so they're going to do a little Diamond Ladies Classic recap there for y'all, and we'll see.
You won't see these guys for 3 weeks.
No, this is all in your hands.
Don't worry, everybody can trust me. I have a great podcast coming up.
You're really good at the flashy thing now, so you're all safe.
Yeah, well, maybe do we announce my panel?
No, I think keep it in suspense. Okay. Maybe do teasers throughout the week. Maybe
just drop like a question mark and then slowly release names.
First, I mean, I already announced Ryan O'Callahan's gonna be my co-host. So Ryan OC will be there, and then we have 2 very special guests joining us. So
perfect.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna sign off, and we'll see most of you probably at Nationals.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you then.
See you guys later.